morning. Let me log into the vCenter and then I'll start in few seconds. Hey, so what we were discussing yesterday,
local storage,
and
and it won't work in real time. Like we have to go with network storage. We
okay.
worked.
So yesterday we are discussing about local storage. We just took an example, HP DL 380 is an 10 server is there, no? So if that has a 16 drives, then how it could be managed? How it could be managed. So that is one thing we discussed. I said local storage is not sufficient for VMware VMware functionalities to work or VMware administration purpose. I'll not say VMware administration purpose. No, majority of the functionalities are dependent on the network storage. I'll say. Okay. So, what do you mean by network storage? First of all,
Mm,
what do you mean by network storage?
it's like a storage or a data or a storage devices
Okay.
stored at particular
So if
location
okay, yeah,
remotely.
yeah, you're trying too hard to explain, but let me put simple. Let me put this in a simple way. You have a server, and in the front, I said there are 16 slots to insert 16 drives. Agree?
Yes.
Okay. Now, in yesterday's discussion, I said if this got exhausted or this got full, what you'll do? You don't have option. You cannot insert hard drives on the sideways or a back side, right?
Yes.
The design is such a way in the front you have a slots, and in the slots you will insert the hard drives. That's it. Okay. So local storage is not sufficient. That is one thing. That is not exactly the business case, but the business case is something different that we will discuss in next coming few sessions. But I just want to understand what is this network storage means. So whatever the discussion that we are doing, everything is in one building that you call it as.
Data
Agree,
center.
right? Whatever the device that you are placing, and you will place it in a room or a building. Okay, it has the racks, it has the power cables and power supply, cooling, and network connectivity. So why can't we put some bigger box in the same room and okay, fill with all the hard drives, fill with all the hard drives, and take some cables, take some cables and connect to this server. If I say some cables, how many cables you recommend? At least two
At least two
for
redundancy.
redundant, right? So if this room capacity is 2500 physical boxes, means you have these kind of servers around 2500 boxes, means for 2500 servers in the same room or the same building. So how many cables that you require? Around 5000 odd cables you require, and and 5,000 odd cables require and this box. Agree or disagree? So that, okay, part of this storage is allocated to one server and part of this storage is allocated to 200, 500, 2500 server. Getting my point? So whoever requests the storage, I will allocate from here. That is the aim. Okay. So your actual hard disk are racked, sorry, your actual hard disk are placed in a closed container or a closed rack, you say. This is of normal rack only, and it's filled with all the hard drives. Okay. So from here, you are allocating storage to rest of the devices in the room or a building, okay, over the cable called network. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
Yes.
Got the justification?
Yes.
Now, when in a layman, I'm just explaining in a layman language. Okay, so now I just want to understand who all supply these boxes. When I said, please be on mute. I'm getting some noise. When I said I want to know some of these vendors who supply the rack servers, you people told me HP, Cisco, Dell, right? IBM, Supermicro, so on, so XYZ. Okay. Similarly, you there must be someone who can supply these things in the market, right? So Dell EMC, Meta, okay, HP, 3 Power, Nimble. Sometimes it's hard to remember the yeah, HP Nimble story, yes. Okay, and Pure Storage, yeah, and who else? Who else? Who else? Okay, that's fine. At least we have five. So okay, understood? Only few companies are there. They will supply only storage. Cool. So you take any storage, or sorry, you take any vendor. What kind of storage that they supply, boss? Again, three types only. The basic will not change, right? That SATA, that SSS, sorry, SSD, and SAS, right? They will also insert the same type of drives in the box. But this server has a limitation of 16. This can hold up to 5,000 or 6,000 hard drives. Example, it may be this number might be higher or might be lower. Clear? Now, from this box to every other server in the room, you should connect cables. Now, there are multiple ways to assign the storage that you call it as technically, right? Storage protocols. Let's take this picture. Not all the protocols that we have. Copy this image. Let's go back and let's insert here. Visible? Visible or Somewhat?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. What all the protocols we have? So, too confusing, right? Let's go back and talk about something in our way. So basically, there are two types of storage. That is, one is SAN storage. Okay. Another one is NAS storage. I told you yesterday. Have you done some googling on this? What you found?
Yes. SAN is storage area network. It's store data in block level,
Block
and
storage
network.
area network. Okay. And the second one,
It's file server
file level. Okay. Network attach storage.
storage.
Okay. File definition wise. Okay. And you told me it's a block and it's file. But
And
no,
SAN,
again, I want to understand in a layman where exactly you will use these two. Hmm? Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
SAN is used in a local area network.
No, wrong. Local area network. What is this local area network? I said everything is in the room. That means
Yes,
everything is in
yes,
local. So
yes,
there's no
yes.
point of local area network.
SAN is more faster than NAS.
SAN is faster than and NAS is slow. Okay, cool. Yeah. So SAN has two different, technically two. Okay, if you want to elaborate, three. Okay, two different protocols. One is fiber channel, another one is iSCSI. SCSI. Okay, and also NAS again has a two different protocols. CAFS, NFS. Okay.
So NAS,
So
a single storage device, right?
I said single storage device is this box. This box can support all the four. You understood?
Okay.
Okay. I have this box in front of me. Okay, you want me to show some pictures of the same?
Yes.
Let me pause the recording. Let me, yeah.
So we have to keep the physical servers there. Main ESXi physical servers, we have to keep it in that
All
room,
the no no
and
no. If
from
I
there
said
we can create VMs.
if I said data center, your physical servers and your storage, your network, everything will be present in the same building.
Okay.
Understood? If I said
Yeah.
HP DL380 Gen 10, on top of it you will install ESXi. Means this will become your ESXi host. Your host will be in the same room. And on the back side, if you remember the back panel, the first class or the second class I explained, the back panel of the server, you have
Yeah.
PCA slots, empty slots. You need to
Mhm.
remove those two plates, right? And you need to put some extra components over there in order to connect these cables. I said from this box, you must connect two cables to this server. Okay, where you will
Mhm.
connect? There must be some plug, right? If you want to connect some cable, there must be some socket. So on the back side, that PCS slots you need to remove it, or if you are purchasing it for specific purpose, you have to make sure your servers must be equipped with the devices which you are required to allocate the storage. Okay, we'll discuss that leisurely later on. Okay, let's understand these protocols first. Then we'll explain the architecture of the storage, how it works, and all. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So you have four protocols here. These two protocols, as you said, faster. These two protocols, as you said, they're slow performance. Fine. In VMware world, what all the protocols that we use? We use this, we use this, and we use this. This is not used. Okay. So if I want to allocate some storage from this box to this, there are three ways to allocate the storage. Remember. Clear? From that box to any ESXi host. Now, before we go on discussing or move on other discussion, let's understand what is the difference between these two protocols and these two protocols. Okay, so if people are working in organizations, right? Whenever you go to office in the morning, you log in, you will see some network device here somewhere. Have you observed in your office laptop or desktop? Share folder.
Yes.
Yes.
What was that? What was that?
It's sharing folder in network server.
You got the answer, right? There's a
Yeah.
share folder within the building, and over the network you are accessing it. Agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So you have a C drive, you have a network folder. What kind of data that you put it on network folder? Say you have a team of 10 members. Okay, manager asks you to update the daily updates in the Excel sheet. Okay, place it in the share folder. What you will do? You open it and update the data, close it, inform to the team in the chat saying, I'm done, please update yours. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
Okay, or else if you have some data which you want to keep it uh, in the share folder for other people to use, you just keep it over there so that
Yes.
others can use it. Or you have some softwares where you want to use it for a day-to-day purpose, you just paste all the softwares over that folder so that everyone can view those softwares, and if they want they can use it, if you want you can use it. Majority of the purpose is this only, right?
Yes.
Okay, now I have a query. So I have Excel, right? I'm just opening my spreadsheet. From where the program is loading, where this Excel program is installed?
Your
C drive.
C drive might be.
C drive, right? Why can't you install Excel program on Z drive, network drive?
We can install it, but the speed will depend upon the network.
Hmm, right? Have you ever seen the
We are doing it
programs,
with with
program
the help of
files?
Citrix.
Program file. That's the share for. I mean, that's the thin drives you will mount it on the Citrix. That is different architecture. In your local desktop, have you seen any programs that are running from share folder?
No.
No, right?
So,
Most of the time you'll see your spreadsheet is opening from C drive, but you have some file. Okay, if you have some file, you put the data and save this file in Z drive. In short, you are keeping the files in Z drive. Agree?
Yes.
You are running the program from C drive and keeping unwanted data or maybe useful data or common data for your team in the Z drive, right?
yeah.
So the Z drive will work over this protocol, Common Internet File System, or SMB, you call it as in Windows terminology. In short, if you have a machine, you have a D drive, and you have another machine, you want to map it as a Z drive. connect the cable, take this IP, take the IP of this machine, and slash slash IP slash D dollar. This will automatically mount if you have a permission on the server, and you'll see Z drive over here. Means your actual disk is D drive, and which is local drive on this machine, but this local drive on this machine will be mounted as a network drive on this machine. Agree?
Yes.
Understand the functionality?
Yes.
Yeah. So you treat this whole box as a machine, one machine, and you created one drive or one folder. Okay, and you are mounting here as a shared drive over CFS, and you will use it for dumping the data. That's it. Fair enough.
Mm.
Similarly, if both are Windows, this is how it works. If the both are Linux, you will use NFS. Any confusion on this?
No.
If I want to exchange, if I
No,
want to
yes,
exchange
yes.
some data between two Windows machines, the protocol is CFS. If I want to exchange some data between two Linux machines over the network, the protocol is NFS, Network File System. Clear?
Clear.
Any confusion?
And what if we want to do between Windows and Linux?
SMB.
You have a WinSCP, right? You
Okay.
have a WinSCP?
No, I never heard.
Okay, you Google it. WinSCP is there. Some tool you can copy the data from Windows desktop to Linux machine.
Okay.
Okay. So the aim is not about these protocols. What kind of storage that you will allocate to your VMware? Okay, you are deviating. I'm not deviating. What is the difference between this NAS and SAN? I want to differentiate. Clear enough?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you told me NAS is file storage. Means you are just putting the files in the share folder. Justified? File storage. You're just placing the file.
Mm.
Hmm? Hello, Vivek. Bit louder.
Hello.
Ah, speak bit louder, please. If you want to speak, speak bit louder.
Okay.
Fine. So from the same box, I want to allocate some storage to another machine over SAN. Over the SAN, if I allocate something, that will be mounted as a local drive in the machine. Not getting? You're not getting?
No.
Not
Sure.
Okay. So I have one Windows server. Okay, the Windows server requirement is SQL DB I need to run on this Windows server. The requirement is something like this. C drive, C drive 150 GB, D drive 4 TB, E drive 4 TB, F drive 2 TB, G drive 1 TB or 500. This is the requirement. Okay, now what I did, I just purchased this HP box with two hard drives of 150 GB. 150 GB. Both are SSDs. Clear?
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Hmm? So I will combine both of them by using RAID 1, and one logical drive will be formed, which is 150 GB. I will install C drive on top of it. C drive. Understood?
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
these four these four drives, from this box I will connect some cables on the backside of the server. Okay, and the I'll allocate four different blocks. Block storage, you told me. Someone told me, both of you.
Yes.
Who told me? Vivek or Sunil? Who told me?
Yes, man.
Sunil.
Okay, right. So I will create four blocks here and I will allocate to this server. Okay, also there is another file share is there. Don't worry. There is another file share of 200 GB. That is different. Let's keep aside. Okay, so these four blocks are allocated to this via these two. You know the difference between fiber cables and normal network cables? Fiber optic cables and normal
Yeah.
Ethernet cables,
Yes.
right? If I connect Ethernet cables, I will get 1 Gbps speed. Okay. If I connect fiber cable, based on the cost, based on the money I spend, I will get 4, 8, 16, 32, 64 Gbps and so on. Based on the amount you spend, the speed will vary. Minimum you will get a 4 Gbps from here to here. So which one is costlier?
Fiber.
Fiber channel is costlier
Fiber.
and 1 Gbps iSCSI is cheaper. There is another kind of iSCSI that we will discuss, 10 Gbps. I'll explain that later on. 10 GB copper cables are there in the market that will support 10 Gbps speed. Fine. Okay, so I have decided with the 4 Gbps connectivity. So from here to here, I connected two cables, two fiber cables, and I have allocated these four blocks. Okay, once if I go to disk management, I see C drive and another four drives, unallocated drives will display. C drive is already formatted and using it, right? That
Yes.
is there in the disk management. Okay, along with that, another four hard drives will be mounted over there as a local drives, but they are not actually local. They are in network.
Network drives.
But but the SAN protocols, what SAN protocol? SAN protocol will have to purchase some component. I said right. I'll explain that later on. These component, what it will do, whatever the storage that is being allocated from this box to this box, will be simulated as a local. That means this system will treat it's mine only. It's not from the network.
Yes.
Okay, so they will mount it as a D, E, F, G based on the sizes. Okay, just format it, use it, and you have a Z drive. By the way, Z drive is there. You will mount the Z drive over another normal cable. Normal internet cable is there, no 1 Gbps cable. That is also connected, right?
Yes.
Okay, not directly to this box. Somewhere in the network in the switch. That switch has a connectivity to this box. Okay, that connectivity part we'll discuss later on. Okay, a lot of things to discuss on this storage part. Okay, let's go one by one. So this Z drive is also mounted here. It will show as a network drive 200 GB and 60 GB is free. Some 140 GB is already used. So in that 140 GB, SQL Server 2019 binary ISO files will be there. You just copy those ISO files and put it on your desktop on this machine and try to install the SQL Server. Now that SQL Server go and install in D and E. D and E for SQL database, F drive for backup, and G drive for logs. This is the configuration of SQL Server. And C drive is only dedicated to OS. Understood?
Yes.
From CDEF or CDEFG. C has local drives. D, E, F, G. These are from network over the SAN protocol. Now tell me the difference between SAN and NAS. If you allocate some storage over the NAS, that will be mounted as a Z drive. You can only place the files, copy the files, okay, and read the files, write the files. That's it.
Yes.
Okay. So now, okay, let's go a bit basic level. What file properties you have? Read, write, execute. Right? Over the NAS, I'm not denying execution is not possible, but most of the NAS files you will use it for read and write purpose only. You cannot execute, means you will not install any program files inside the NAS drive. If you allocate some storage over the SAN, you will use to execute as well. Means your SQL server is running on top of SAN storage. SQL application is up and running on top of D drive. Means your D drive is holding some program files. It is running some application on the backend. Clear?
Yes.
Difference between SAN and NAS? Hmm?
Yes.
Now understand, this box can support both the protocols. In short, all the four protocols. If this box supports all the four protocols, that box you call it as unified storage box, EMC VNX, NetApp, FAS. You can Google it. Two examples. Clear?
Yes.
Hmm? So in my lab, I cannot bring this box for you, which is minimum cost is somewhere around 10 lakhs at least, right? So we'll do the simulation part for the same in the tomorrow session. But my question is, why we need all these things, by the way? Why we need all these things? Network storage. Why we need a network storage? We discussed so many things since last 30 minutes. Okay, my question will remain same. Why we need network storage in VMware? I'm not
Client
talking
can
about,
demand
no, client will never demand anything. Client
We
need a
can
business.
we can store more data on network storage.
Mhm. Any other requirement? I mean, think in terms of VMware perspective.
we can
VMware,
make
VMware features and all. Okay, VMware
it is
features and all.
flexible.
Please
It is
recollect. No. I don't want textbook answers.
uh,
Reliable, flexible, safe, high performance, high latency, low latency. No. I don't want all these things. Think some of the features that VMware supports in VMware perspective. We discussed at the starting stage. I said HADRS, FT, this and that. Okay, to run
yeah.
some of those features, to run some of those features, I told you, I told you to run some of those features, we need network and storage must be properly configured. In earlier stage, I told you, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's understand one scenario, then you'll get a clear picture. I have three ESXi hosts in my lab. Imagine all the three are HPDL. Okay, so local storage is there. Some local storage is there. Forget about the numbers, amount of storage. Some local storage is there, and you formatted these drives and use created as a data store. Formatted these drives and created data store. Formatted these drives and created data store. And what is VM? On top of ESXi, you will run the virtual machine, right? That is the aim.
Yes.
You have a VMs on top of. Okay, on top of ESXi, you have some VMs they are running. Where they will sit? Where they will sit? What is virtual machine, by the way? Set of files. The file, what all the files that we discussed? Recollect the third or fourth class. Different files. The purpose of the each file I explained clearly. Remember?
Yes.
Okay. So VM is simply set of files. They will they will sit on this data store under one folder with the server name. Server name ABC. There will be one folder. Inside that folder, you'll see some 9 or 10 files, right? And another machine, there will be another folder. Another machine, there will be another folder. You'll not call it as a folder. Technically, call it as a directory, right? So for 4 machines, you'll have 4 different directories. Inside the directory, you have some set of files. These files will help you to run these virtual machines, and customers are logging in like this. Agree?
Yes.
Okay, this
Yes.
is this is individual server 1, 2, 3. There is no vCenter, nothing. Okay, standalone ESXi server. Why you need a vCenter? That's a different story. Centralized management, this and that, textbook answers. No. Okay, let's keep aside the discussion. So imagine ESXi host is down. What happened to these 4 machines? If it is
All,
down
all,
means, if it is down means completely powered off.
Machines will also power off.
Hmm?
VMs will also power off.
Power off. Okay. Now this is HP machine. Okay. You as a VMware admin, what you will do? What you will do?
We will log into ILO and check why it
You'll
is
you'll
down.
get a you'll get a ticket first of all. Once the server is down, you'll get a ticket, right?
Yes.
So you'll or you will get a high priority email. Something is
Yes.
down. Okay. Now you will try to log in into ILO and see what's going on. And you found that the power supply, 2 power supplies will be there, right? Both the power supplies are faulty now. On the
Okay.
back end, on the back end, 2 power supplies will be there, and both of them are faulty. So your ILO is not working, because if the power supply is there, then you see the firmware is up and running. Even the server is down, the firmware will access. You'll be able to access the server over the firmware over the ILO. But both the power supplies are faulty, means the server is completely dead. You cannot even access the ILO.
Okay.
Clear enough?
Yes.
Now you will call that data center guy and ask ask him to go and check what's wrong with the server. He'll say, okay, he'll say no power supply on the server, or nothing is displayed on the front panel, and no lights, no amber, no green, nothing. Everything is blank, right? There is no option. Now you will go and open P1 case with HP. They will come after 4 hours, and
Okay.
they'll found that power supplies are gone, man. Okay, do one thing. It is in the contract. Okay, what I will do, I'll simply replace with the new power supplies and power on, and they will go. The whole process will take 8 hours. Example. Okay,
Yes.
and you will close your ticket and you go home.
Yes.
Understood? Today's work is done. You'll go home. But the 4 servers which are serving for the customers, what about these 4 servers? Four servers, if I said 4 virtual machines. If it is one server, if it is impacted for one day, it's okay, manageable. But due to one server, four different business or business applications or four different servers or four different customer applications are impacting due to VMware. If the VMware is not there in the picture, you will simply install one hardware, one OS, one application. You are happy, right?
Right.
But you only told me, no, no, VMware software will give you a lot of features, this and that, and then finally you purchase the VMware, and now you are running four the applications of four business servers or on the same server, and on the base server you completely brought down. Earlier, one application down, okay, and $100 loss. Now four applications are down, $400 loss for whole day. Will the customer accept it?
No.
No, in that situation, what we'll do? No, no, no. VMware has got some other features. Okay, for that we have to pay little more. What is that little more? vCenter. Okay, vCenter has a lot of features where ESXi host cannot support. What kind of features? HADRS, FT, this, that, then a lot of features are there. Okay, and centralized management. Okay, and you can do a lot of things in the vCenter. You just do one thing. Okay, spend some more $2,000 for 1 year. You will get vCenter, and you have to run only one machine, one virtual machine with 16 GB RAM is enough, so that vCenter can be installed, and you can manage everything in a vCenter. Fine. Now you brought the vCenter into picture.
Yeah.
Right? Now you have a vCenter. Everything inside the vCenter, you have three hosts, and you created a cluster. Whatever the discussion that we did so far, you did everything. Network configuration is also done properly. Still,
Mhm.
now this host is gone. vCenter is there. Okay. Still, same
So,
condition. The host is gone. These four machines are running on the storage. Host is gone due to power supply. These this data store is also gone. These VMs also gone. Now, how vCenter will know that these VMs are running, and how it will rerun on this, or how it will restart on this? They must something is missing, right?
yeah, we
What
need a
what is missing?
centralized storage for that.
What is missing? The storage is
Centralized
also going
storage.
offline. The storage is also going offline along with the host.
Awesome.
So at least
Yeah.
if you can maintain your storage separately in a separate box and create a data store from the storage which you have got from network storage. Okay, allocate the same storage to all the three boxes. Now you run all these four machines on this, run three machines on this storage, and these four machines on this storage. Okay, and even though if those host is down completely, after 5 minutes vCenter will come and look for the files on this storage, because the storage is separate, some other box. Okay, this storage is also visible here. So this storage, this vCenter will instruct host number 2 saying, I am 100% confident that host 1 is dead. Can you please confirm? So host 2 will go and check for the files inside this data store. I told you one file property. What is that file property? There will be one VMX file, the main configuration file. You remember, for any
Yes.
virtual machine? Okay, whenever you power on,
Yes.
this will become read only. Understood? Whenever you power off, this will become read write. Fair enough? So now this host will come into this data store and check for all the four VMX files, see if they are in read only mode or read write mode. If they are in read write mode, means the host is dead, VMs are down. Now you can pick those 4 VMX files and start 2 of them here and start 2 of them here. Possible?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Now you got the clear picture why you need a network storage. Why can't you require? Sorry, why can't you depend on the local storage? Local storage will be used for very limited purposes. Okay, just like my ESXi server is there, no? Okay, it has a local storage. I'm sorry. My local storage is there, no?
Yes.
So all the 3 are local storage only. Inside the SATA, if you go to browse ISO, I put all the ISO files, dumping files, dump data, no use. When only I need when I'm installing in a new server. That's it. Otherwise, no use. Right?
Yes.
Similarly, these local data stores, you can use it as a content libraries. Content libraries means just to store those ISO files or templates. Understood?
Yes.
Hmm? And actual production servers, you can place it on this network storage. Fair enough? Understood why you need local storage and why you need network storage, right? Any
So in
questions about
a
this?
rack, we have one rack, and in hello.
Yeah,
So we have one rack for storage, network storage, and in that we have different storage devices like 1, 2, 3. You have mentioned the red box, and if any one of them is down, like from three, if any one of them is down, then
what is down?
what will
You're
happen?
talking about storage box or you're talking about server? Be
Storage
specific.
box, storage box.
Storage box architecture is different.
Okay.
Storage box are designed in a such a way they will sustain even if the one complete bay is down. This bay is completely down, still the box will sustain and still they will supply the storage. Even if the complete what I can call it as rack is down, you have n number of racks in the room to supply the storage. Not even single box at the enterprise level.
So they all are connected to each other, like
Yes, they will give you high availability. Don't worry. I cannot explain all these
oh,
things in the VMware class because that's purely a storage concepts. That's purely
okay,
SAN
okay.
storage products. But I gave you a brief overview how it works.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, so that functionality is not a matter here. Only thing is you need to understand how you get this storage into your VMware world and how you can use it for your day-to-day business because this
Yes.
is supplied by someone else. This is supplied by someone else. The product portfolio is something
Mhm.
different. There's no link with your VMware 6.7 administration. The only thing is,
Mhm.
without that storage, you cannot run all these VMware features. Got it?
Yeah.
Hmm,
Got
perfect. Any questions? Hmm?
no.
All right.
No,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. I'll stop here. Okay. So we can discuss more tomorrow on the same. If I said more on this, means not this one. Sorry. More on this means how to construct the storage, how to construct the storage in my lab, and how I can assign the SAN storage to these ESXi servers, and how I can do the migration here and there. Those things we'll see in next coming 2 3 sessions.
Okay.
Okay, okay, yeah. I'll stop
Okay.
here. Let's catch up tomorrow same time. Thank you.
Yeah.